Let me
Call this meeting of the Harriman City Council January 15th to order. Before we get started, we'll have a prayer by Councilman Wright, followed by the pledge of allegiance to the flag. Councilman Wright.
Shall we pray? Heavenly Father, may your Spirit guide us as we meet tonight and conduct the business of our town. May our actions and words be in harmony with your teachings. We are very thankful for the blessings that we have already received, and we ask that you watch over our employees as they carry out their duties, keep them safe, is our prayer. May mercy and grace be upon all those in attendance tonight. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Here.
Buddy Holly. Tenn Johnson.
Here.
Kenny Me.
Here.
Sam Russell.
Here.
Lonnie Wright.
Here. For our quorum. Motion to approve the minutes of the January 8, 2019 meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson. Second. Second, Councilman Cook. Councilman Johnson.
No, sir.
Councilman Cook. Floor is open for discussion. There be none, call the roll, please.
Gerald Cook.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenny Me.
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Need a motion to pay the bills.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Russell, second.
Second.
Second, Councilman Meade. Councilman Russell. Councilman Meade. Floor is open for discussion. There being none, call the roll, please.
Gerald Cook.
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenny Me.
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. This time we'll hear from delegation. If you'd like to address this council, please stand, state your name, and limit your comments to 3 minutes.
My name is Heather Francis, the Executive Director of CASA, and we're on the agenda tonight, but I just wanted to share in case you have any questions about our event on February the 9th. We've been holding the event downtown Harriman for, this will be our 7th year, and able to use the hospital all 7 years, and we're hoping to do that again, to be able to use that space for our events. So that's what I just wanted to share with you tonight.
Okay. All right, we'll, once we get into it in the agenda, unless y'all want to ask her any questions now. Okay, we'll discuss them. Thank you. Anyone else? If not, we'll listen from the council. Councilman Cook, I always go blank. Councilman Cook,
I don't have anybody.
Councilman Johnson,
Don't have anything?
Councilman Russell.
We had a productive rec meeting last night, and we'll be bringing a report either the next meeting or the meeting after next.
Okay. Councilman Wright,
No, sir.
Councilman Meade.
No, sir.
I don't have anything either, so we'll go right into the new business. First item, discuss and possibly approve to adopt standard TDOT procurement policy for professional services for TDOT funded grant projects. Kevin, you want to kind of explain that?
This is essentially a process that TDOT has put together that for those projects which they're providing funding on, they want the local governments to follow when you're selecting consultants, engineers, architects, administrators of the project. And so this would be for us to adopt that process, which is very similar to the policies which we have in place ourselves.
Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second.
Second.
Second, Councilman Cook, Councilman Johnson.
No, sir.
Councilman Cook.
No.
We don't have any options?
There, as far as how the procedure works, we don't have any options. Now, depending on the size of the projects, there's different ways that you can go about procuring the services as outlined within the policy. We also choose the individuals who are going to sit on the committees to interview the consultants and make a recommendation to the council for the one to be selected. So from that standpoint, we do have input throughout the process. But as far as what the structure of the process is, we can't change that part of it.
I take it that you recommend approval?
Yes, sir. Like I say, it is, while it goes into a little more detail, it pretty much follows what we have in place for our local policies anyway.
Any other comments? Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook,
Yes.
Tim Johnson.
Yes.
Kenyon Me,
Yes.
Sam Russell.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, discuss and possibly request from CASA to use the hospital property. As you all have already heard, CASA has used it for 7 years straight.
This will be the 7th year.
This will be the 7th year. It's a good event. I know we've got some issues with the hospital. What I'd like to do is, of course, we can discuss it, but I'd like to, at the time of when they're needing it, let the city manager have the authority to allow them to use it if it's usable. Is there anything you want to say on it?
Well, as far as the outside of the property goes, I don't think there'll be any issue with them using it as they have in the past. So I really don't think that's a question. Our insurance company has recommended that we not utilize the inside of the hospital currently until we're able to do some maintenance and upgrades on it. So that's where it varies a little bit from how we've addressed these requests in the past, where they have utilized or been able to utilize both inside and outside of the building. So we've been working with them trying to find possibly some alternatives for the inside use if we can, so that we have a backup option if need be.
So would it be all right to get a motion to allow the city manager to authorize them the use of the property based on what we can do?
So moved.
A motion by Councilman Russell, second Councilman Wright. Councilman Russell.
I think it's a great event for downtown. I'm glad you all are doing it.
Councilman Wright. The floor is open for discussion.
Just so I understand, you're saying we've got areas in there sealed off in the front part, is that would typically be used in the old areas? In the 90s portion that we're planning on saving?
That's the opinion of the insurance company.
On the first floor, in the 90s section?
I personally don't have concerns about it, because we have sealed off the areas where there are issues, but that was the recommendation that they put in writing to us.
Somebody yield the floor to Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor.
Mayor Kimball, one issue that you have that y'all are unaware of, city manager I think's aware of it, when we went to turn the heat on at the beginning of the year during our October thing, there was a problem with it blowing the circuits. At this point, we don't have any heat in the hospital right now, so if that's an issue, that's something else that might be a concern to y'all, depending on what the temperature's like in February. At this point, I haven't been able to figure out for sure if it's the huge three-phase motor or something else. I'm working on trying to resolve that problem, but at this point, there's no heat on that first floor. So just to let y'all be aware of that, so y'all are also aware of that. Just like today, it's kind of cold outside, but it stays about 50 degrees in there, but for an event, 50 degrees is cold. So just to let y'all know, you know, maybe I'll get that worked out before then, but I'm not sure.
Any other questions? Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook,
Yes.
Tim Johnson,
Yes.
Kenny Me,
Yes.
Shane Russell.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries. Next item, discuss HEB funding and final amortization schedule. Somebody want to talk?
That's just an information schedule. 45 days after closing a loan, you have to file a report with the comptroller's office. And this just gives you the information on that form and the final amortization schedule for the note that was finalized.
So it's just something we do every time that somebody borrows money? or
Yeah, it's information for you, and you've already signed it. It will go now that you've been informed about it, it will go to the comptroller.
something? Motion to approve.
I make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Councilman Johnson, second by Councilman Wright. Councilman Johnson.
No, sir.
Councilman Wright.
No.
Floor is open for discussion. Call the roll, please.
Darryl Cook,
Yes.
Tim Johnson,
Yes.
Kenny Me,
Yes.
Shane Russell.
Yes.
Lonnie Wright.
Yes.
Motion carries, and I skipped right over it, but C and D has been referred over to a workshop in February. So we'll make sure we have a workshop in February to discuss those two items. It's still on the agenda. Anything else need to come before this council? Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, aye. Any opposed, like sign?
Go big on.